it's to your benefit. You get to learn about a policy that will affect you and ultimately make better decisions given this knowledge. So our moderator today is Ralph White Jr., and he will be guiding the debate with predetermined questions. This whole event is sponsored by Speech Club. I'm Aaron Bishop, I'm the president. Jesse Lawrence will introduce himself.
Yes, my name is Jesse Lawrence. I'm the secretary of Speech Club also. Glad to see everyone's here. I'm going to show you a good time.
My name is Rory Fay, and I'm the debater on the affirmative side of the debate, so enjoy.
I am Marcel Fontaine. I'm a newbie in this club, and I am on the affirmative side of the debate, and hope this debate will go fine.
And also we can't forget to mention our wonderful advisor, Professor Seidel, who without her, this wouldn't be possible. So without further ado, we can start. Ralph, if you'd like to.
Yes, so first I would like the affirmative side to make an opening statement.
So the affirmative side means that we are against the
Hold on. Sorry, I also forgot to mention that the proposal for this debate is, should Obamacare be revoked, since it's already a law? Oh, sorry.
So the question is, as Aaron has stated, should Obamacare be revoked? And on the affirmative side, we say yes. And our reason for this is it stunts the growth of the economy. It takes away the personal freedoms and causes reason for fear in the individual, and it places more power in the government where we believe it shouldn't be.
So we, the opposition, conclude that Obamacare should remain a law. And this is mainly because we believe our health should not be for profit. Instead of insurance companies exploiting citizens so as to make their goals for the quarter, or even turning down those with pre-existing conditions and making it difficult for them to acquire health care when they need it the most, what Obamacare is trying to do, we are trying to unite our citizens as one and have everybody contribute for our greater good. In essence, we believe that health care is a right and not a privilege. Thank you.
So my first question for the affirmative side will be, how does the policy affect the individual?
The policy affects individuals by it raises 18 new taxes onto individuals, such as, for example, a 10% excise tax on indoor tanning services. If you want to tan during winter, then you're going to have to expect to pay a higher increase in your tanning services. And in the individuals, it also affects the youth because they have to pay higher premiums than the old people, because apparently the youth is very dependent on the Obamacare exchanges, so they pay for the elderly, and they will have to pay 75% too much than what elderly people have to pay, which is 13%.
So what we believe is that this is taking the debt of today's society and placing that burden onto our future society, and that's something that we're fundamentally against on the affirmative side. Another major concern that we have as individuals with the Affordable Care Act is the website in general. It doesn't seem to be working at all, and then it's not secure, and it raises this question of,
What do you mean it's not secure? I don't understand that.
so according to David Kennedy, who is a CEO at an internet security firm, he was interviewed on Squawk Box, and he said that the site is a big old hacker's dream. So anybody who's signed up for the site so far, it seems like it's all too, according to this man who's very literate in hacker fields, he seems to believe that it's all too easy on this website to steal information from the individuals who've signed up.
But what kind of information is going up on that site? Is it social security? Is it, I know your name goes up there, but besides that, what could they be possibly stealing? Also, for the youth, how is it affecting the youth in negative ways when it should be empowering them? That's a question I have for you.
Right, and as you brought up the website, that is true for the beginning of the execution. However, the Obama administration and others are working to improve it. And so there is effort there on that part, and there will continue to be effort. Now, as far as paying more for your insurance, that is not true. There's this website called Fact Check, and this website takes claims and debunks them. Now, it states that whether you'll pay less or more depends on your circumstances. If you have low income, or if you are unemployed or part-time, then you are able to receive subsidies that will help you with these payments. Now, granted, premiums might go up. However, this website also states that premiums would have went up regardless of Obamacare because of the increase in healthcare spending. Now, with this, it can be expected, right? We are trying to give coverage to everybody, essentially, including immigrants. Now, instead of making competition for insurance, we want this to be fair and just. And this means disabling insurance companies from turning down citizens with pre-existing conditions. Now, for example, say Susan has asthma and she has insurance. Now, she has an asthma attack and goes to the hospital under emergency care. Now, the insurance company, before Obamacare, could have refused to offer coverage because that could be constituted as a pre-existing condition. Now, on top, with people with pre-existing conditions, they have a big enough burden as it is, and placing a financial burden on top of that could be even more detrimental as opposed to creating this competition. Now, what Obamacare is about is, like I said, fair and just coverage for everybody. And not just for kids with pre-existing conditions, but it's also being implemented that everybody should be allowed health care, regardless of your condition. Or say, for example, you have diabetes or you have cancer. Now, this is also seen, insurance companies have also, before Obamacare, I should say, they were also in this practice of insurance cancellations. So, as healthcare.gov states, before the law, if your insurance company found that you made a mistake on your insurance application, or perhaps you received insurance through your employer, and your employer made a mistake on your application, they could deny you coverage, right, for something that might not have been your fault. And this is the financial competition that I'm talking about amongst insurance companies. So Obamacare is trying to remove this and increase benefits to citizens.
So I would like to bring up the point, and I'll allow Marcel to define health insurance in general.
Health insurance is not supposed to be government mandated. It's supposed to be a private, it's supposed to be a private service that you voluntarily get, and if you don't want the insurance, you don't have to have the insurance. But underneath Obamacare, you are forced to have insurance whether if you need it or not. And I understand that this might be a good cause, but it'll actually restrict the individual's choice whether if they want to have insurance or not. Health insurance is basically if you need some type of medical care, you will get it underneath the free market. But and if you want to have if you want to have a better health insurance, you could leave that health insurance, and you could get a better health insurance underneath the free market. But if underneath Obamacare, you cannot leave that insurance or not. You're forced to have what the government mandates you, and that's the whole entire deal. It's going to restrict people's freedoms to go and have whether if they want to have health insurance or not. So why should we restrict the freedoms that don't want to have health insurance?
Well, for example, me, I have health insurance. I have Husky C. So with Husky C, most people that have Obamacare, now that Obamacare is in effect, most people now have no choice but to have Obamacare, but they haven't taken away my insurance just yet, and I'm hoping they don't. But the thing is, people that cannot fend for themselves are able to have Obamacare. Why would you want to put a price on health care or health insurance, period? Because, number one, this is a free country. This is the United States of America, not the divided states of America. Everybody should be welcome to have health care. Number one, if Johnny needs a new heart and he doesn't have the money to pay for it, he needs health care. So with Obamacare, that's where it comes in.
Right, and you mentioned
the deal here is that healthcare fundamentally is a service. It should not be a right, because the doctors at the end of the day are people too. We have to look out for their interests as well. And with the there's a great there's a large shortage of care practitioners in the country, and they're being overextended with Obamacare. So we have to look at all the interest groups here.
Well, before you start making claims, I should cite another source of mine, it being fact-checked again. Now, like you guys are saying, there are a lot of claims that Obamacare is a government-run system that will come between you and your doctor, when this is not true. Now, if anything, the law comes between you and your insurance company, forbidding them from capping your insurance because of your health status. Now, you said that this law is restricting rights. Well, don't the people who have pre-existing conditions have a right to be offered the same type of health care that healthy people do? I mean, who are the insurance companies to judge who gets health care and who doesn't? Now, like I said about curbing insurance cancellations, there was an example, and this comes from healthcare.gov. Now, on her insurance application, Katie forgot to mention that she had 2 visits to a psychologist she had 6 years earlier. And Katie was later diagnosed with breast cancer. Now, and she submitted claims to her insurance company for breast cancer treatment. After receiving the claim, her plan discovered the 2 psychologist visits. And before the law, Katie's mistake might have prompted her health insurer to rescind. In other words, revoke her claim and deny her coverage. Now, if that doesn't sound like restricting your rights, I don't know what does.
1 second. I'm going to give you a chance to respond to what Aaron said, but after you respond, I'm going to move on to how the Obamacare affects business.
Aaron, excuse me, can you repeat Ralph's question?
Yes. So this first question was, how does this policy affect individuals? The next question will be, how will this policy affect the economy and businesses?
You asked whether how it affects businesses. It affects businesses because they'll have to. Oh, we do. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, pardon for what I said.